My friend Paul watched the last podcast and it gave him a good question. He said, how does your personality type affect your relationships? He said he felt like I was extra sensitive like he was, and that as a result, I was an overthinker. Well, you're dead on, Paul. I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything. Nothing is simple with me. I always think and dive deep into things and people around me. And it does cause issues. It really does. And I have learned a little bit of a coping mechanism, but I'm still in the learning process. I'm not going to lie about that. One of the things that I have been told that I do a lot is I apologize. I apologize for people. I apologize for situations, for circumstances. I apologize when I'm right. I apologize when I'm wrong, of course. But I'm a fixer. And whenever I'm overthinking something and I realize that something is an issue, I try to make it okay. And as a result, I will give people a free pass on something that sometimes they probably should have a free pass on. But it's because I have become an intense overthinker. One of my friends at work told me the other day, he says, you apologize too much. And people even mention that, when something goes on, Scott will apologize for it. Yeah, I do. I also have gotten to where I read into things and I read into people. And I have learned that many times my intuition is correct. I can meet someone and fairly quickly know the person's intentions, what kind of person that they are early on in my relationship with them. And I'm pretty good at that. One particular time in my last church, I made a grave error and ignored that spidey sense. I had been warned about this person. I had been told about this person. This spidey sense was going off in my mind. And I should have known better than to become friends with this person, because whenever I did, sure enough, that person turned around and they bit me. You play with a rattlesnake long enough, you're going to get bitten. And that's what happened. I should have listened to that spidey sense. But many times, because of my overthinking, I exasperate people around me. People who are logical, it's cut and dry for them. They get exasperated by people like me because I think and I feel very deeply, and I overanalyze situations, and because of that, many times those people don't know how to react. I had another good friend of mine that was telling me, "Listen, you're complaining and you're ranting about the same thing over and over and over," and they were dead right. I was going to them because we were friends. And I was sharing with them, because of my friendship with them, my frustration with this particular part of my life and thing in my life. And just kind of, and they finally says, listen, you're doing that all the time. You've got to stop doing that. So I have stopped doing that. I've learned to keep things like that to myself. What I'm trying to do, and I hope this helps, Paul, I hope this makes more sense whenever when I share this. What I try to do is I try to analyze situations, and when I feel myself getting keyed up, I try to take a deep breath and I try to act rather than react. It's nature for me to react with apology, to react with let me fix this, to react in a way that is very quick and very, swiping across the board and getting everything the way it needs to be so that I'm able to fix the situation at hand. I would rather handle it now. I can't stand going to sleep on it, right? I've tried to learn to take a deep breath, not to react, and to decide what the best course of action is after praying about it. And that is the toolbox that I'm learning to use. I'm learning to, when I feel myself getting keyed up, when I feel myself getting, bound up with these suspicions, with these fears, with this anxiety of these different situations, I find that it's better for me if I will just take a deep breath, not react at first, decide a course of action, and act that way. And sometimes acting is not saying anything, not doing anything. Now, sometimes the strongest answer you can give anyone in any situation is silence. is nothing. I just think that is just such great advice, and it was given to me, and I give that to you. Stop reacting. Let's stop, because I'm telling you, I'm still learning this. Let's stop reacting. Let's stop letting things that are happening to us, around us, affect us in a way that makes us react like a volcano. Let's take a breather, and let's be more of a slow cooker. And let's stop. Let's simmer on it a little bit, decide what we need to do, and then act on it in a way that is more cut and dry, in a way that is less spontaneous, more deliberate. That's just the easiest way that I can put it. And pray about that stuff, pray about how you should respond to someone, how you should respond to a situation. Pray about that and ask God to give you advice and ask God to give you direction on how to handle it, because, you will find a peace in your heart about how to handle something when you're handling it the way He wants you to. You just will. Even if the end result is not what you think it should be. So I hope that helps. And I know I've kind of gone around the world with it, but I hope that it makes sense to you that whenever you're being sensitive like I am, and you are reacting out of emotion rather than logic, that you just stop. You allow yourself to think the process through and decide what to do, and then act rather than react. That's the easiest way to keep friends too. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't have many friends, and much of that is my own fault. If I had a nickel for every time I've had my best friend in Sanctuary tell me, I'm not going to tell you anything else if you don't stop. So you know what I did? I stopped. I don't share a whole lot of my inner feelings anymore, because it exasperates, and it just, it causes just fatigue to those people that I'm working with and that I'm dealing with. Stop reacting, start acting with deliberate intention, and you will find yourself with a little bit better options in your friendship circle. Okay? God bless you. Let's go give them heaven.